Good girl, good girl. Hey Susie, that was a good clinic. It was really good to get our horses out, get them out for the weekend, and that was actually fun to do.
It was fun, and you know, one of the reasons that I just love Better Horses is because we get to keep growing our horse knowledge and keep learning more and more.
You know what? We're not going to stop. In fact, in this episode, we have more clinicians and more trainers coming your way. Hello everyone, my name's Ed Adams.
And I'm Susie DeRushi.
And welcome to Better Horses.
In our first segment, our camera crew will be trotting back down to Weatherford, Oklahoma, as professional horse trainer Phil Haugen demonstrates one of the most important ingredients in riding, collection when riding your horse.
And let's keep that crew going as we ride on over to Medicine Lodge, Kansas, and meet up with Kerry Kuhn, who's going to show us the importance in moving out on your horse when training young horses.
And finally, our own Ernie Rodina takes time out to introduce us to the famous Michael Gascon from Louisiana, a versatile horse trainer who loves and specializes in Paso Fino.
So if you love horses as much as we do, you're going to love this program. And it's the only horse show on your local broadcast television station.
And also airing on RFD TV and now the Cowboy Channel.
We'll be right back.
Hay is not for horses. They deserve Stanley Premium Western Forage. There's no better place in the country to grow forage than Idaho, and Stanley is one of the country's largest producers. From pellets, cubes, and chopped forage in bags to compressed in 3-tie bales, Stanley cultivates the premium forage types horse owners demand. Because your horse needs hay, but he deserves Stanley Premium Western Forage.
We started Team CSI because we had such great luck with the elite team. My grandma thought that it was a good idea for us to start a group for the younger up-and-coming kids. They are kids that are really working hard to become professional rodeo men and women. Kids that just do jackpot ropings to kids that make it to the National High School Finals. It's a good thing for us to be able to educate the kids that are at a younger age. They care about their horses, they care about how their horses are treated, just generally are good horse people. CSI cares about the kids that are in junior rodeo because they're the up-and-coming people. They're the people that hopefully will move on to the elite team.
Hey everybody, thanks for having us today on Better Horses TV. Today I'm going to talk about something that's really important for the horses that I train in the performance horse industry, and that is collection. So when I'm talking about collection, what I'm talking about is this horse's body being in a position to where they're round in their back, their hind leg, their hind quarters are up underneath them, and they're soft in their head, neck, and shoulders. You know, everything in the performance horse world, or in the speed events anyway, I'm going to say mainly the speed events and the rodeo events, because that's kind of my area of expertise, is there's two things you got to be able to do. You got to be able to control speed, and you got to be able to control direction. So with speed, you got to be able to rate your horse or stop your horse, and with direction, you've got to be able to make that transition from running really hard going straight to transitioning down, rating down, and going left or right. And those transitions have to be smooth transitions, okay? So for me to be able to accomplish those things, I have to have great collection. Meaning, when I put my legs against my horse's rib cage, just like I am here with Whit, when I start to put my legs against his rib cage and I drop my hands, his first movement is to get behind that bridle, pick his rib cage up, get round in his back. When his body is in that position, it makes it real easy for him to get balanced on his hindquarters. When a horse is balanced on their hindquarters, it makes them real easy to do these really athletic maneuvers with their front end. You know, you have to remember, just the way God made horses, I mean, just look at the way Witt's built. Okay? You know, the middle of the horse is not right here. Okay? The way a horse is built and the way Witt's built, he's got this big old anchor hanging out here in front, and Witt's adds to that because he's got a little bigger head than I actually like on a horse, but you know, that's what God blessed him with, was a big head. So I mean, we're going to roll with it. But anyway, the way a horse is naturally built is to where they're going to have more weight on their front end than their hind quarter. Okay, so it really makes it important that when I drop my hands and I bring my legs into my horse's rib cage, the first thing he wants to do is get behind that bridle and get more balanced on his hindquarters. And so I'm going to demonstrate here when I'm loping a circle how important that collection is. So when I go to lope a perfect circle, I've got my inside rein, which is just tipping my horse's nose slightly. Now my outside rein is my collection rein. So while I'm loping around in a circle, if I don't feel like I have him collected, I'm going to use this outside rein to collect my horse. I'm not going to be collecting him with my inside rein. My inside rein is just going to control the direction that we're going, okay? So right here, when I ride off into a lope, you know, if I want to collect width a little more, when I come around in front, you're going to see me pick up on this rein, my outside rein. I got my leg against him. I got him collected real nice. Whoa. Okay. So, you know, collection is so important. I mean, it's so important that when you pick up on those reins, that horse's first move is to get behind that bridle. Just like there when I was loping that circle when I first started off, and Witt's head elevated just a little bit, I can use this outside rein to collect him a bit, okay? Just let him know, hey, get behind that bridle, okay? When I'm squeezing that rib cage just slightly, and I'm picking that rib cage up, it changes his body position to where he gets more round in his back. Well, when a horse gets more round in his back, then that hind leg comes underneath him easier, okay? So I'll do that one more time. I'm loping this circle. If I want to get him really behind that bridle, I'll use this outside rein just a little bit more. There, his head position is right where I want it. So I'll leave him alone. Then when I go to stop, just sit, drop my hands, say whoa. When his feet stop moving and he gets off that bridle and he gets in that collect position, that's when I release, okay? Everything we do, or everything I do, a lot of my success depends on how well my horse is collected, how good, you know, that reinforcement of that vertical flexion or collection is. Because anytime that horse elevates their head, opens their mouth, or hollows their back out, for me, it gets that horse all front end loaded, and it takes away all their athleticism, okay? So be really aware of collection. And you can work on collection too, just like when you're walking in a circle. You know, I'm going to tip his nose with my inside rein, okay? Well, and then if I want to collect him a little bit more, I'll just use this outside rein right here and collect him a little bit more. Get him behind that bridle more, okay? It's something that, collection is something that, for me personally anyway, I got to work on continually. I mean, yeah, they'll get to where they're pretty good at it and they're pretty consistent at it, but at the same time, with speed, you're going to lose some of that collection. no doubt about it. You're going to lose some of it, so it's real important to back up and reinforce that simple fundamental whenever you can. So that's my training tip for this week. Thanks again to Better Horses TV for having us. You can follow us on our site, philhaugenhorsemanship.com, on Facebook or Instagram at Phil Haugen Horsemanship. Thanks again, we appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back right after these messages.
Hi, I'm Donna. This is Ringo. We're with CSI Saddle Pads. I'd like to invite you to ride our new revolutionary Flex Plate saddle pad. We offer a 30-day money-back, ride it, get it dirty guarantee. And the best part of the pad is it's 100% American-made with American parts by American hands.
I've been using CSI pads for 16 years, and there's a reason behind that. It is a total performance system for me. I just can't say enough about them.
For more information, go to csipads.com.
Miss Debbie and I live way out into the woods, and we've got a pair of nesting red-tailed hawks on our place. I love to watch them. I love to watch them dance through the sky and to scream at each other. The other day I was watching them, and one of them just sit there in the sky as if he was hung by a string, not moving, as if he had nowhere to go, or maybe he didn't even know where he was going. It made me think about sometimes we just find ourselves in a place that we just don't know where we're going. We're just stationary. We're just standing there. Well, that's when we need to look to the Lord. The Bible says that when we don't know where we're going and don't know what we're doing, that we all take that time to cry out to God, to lead us, to lead, to guide us, to guide, take us where He wants us to go. Hey, this is Steve Stafford. I'm the pastor at Risen Ranch Cowboy Church, very proud member of the Better Horses family.
It's great to have you here with us today. We're out here today. We got Miss Purina, and we've got a new horse of ours we call Flo. And what I'm going to show your viewers today is sometimes when you're starting these young horses, when you first get on them, one of the hardest things to do, if you've spent a lot of time getting that horse prepared and comfortable and they're not so reactive to noise and movement, one of the hardest things to get those horses to do sometimes is just move out. So I'm going to show you how I kind of use another person if I have the opportunity, if I have the help. I love to have somebody else help get these colts moving for me. That's where Colt's going to come in today. I'm going to go ahead and climb on this filly here, and I'm going to move her around a little bit, Colt, on my own, okay? And then when I want to move up to a lope, I'm going to let you come help me some, okay? So I'll go ahead and climb up on this filly. I've got a bit in her mouth, and I've got a halter underneath that snaffle bit. I'm just going to use my lead rope for now. When I want to change directions, I'll have to flip this lead rope up over her head. It's a little bit breezy here, so I'll have to do that when the wind's not going to blow that lead rope right back at me. And again, we want to get these colts where they're quiet, where they're not super reactive to us being up here making noise and movement. Now I try to, in my groundwork, I try to build the smooch a little bit to help get them horses where they'll move out and bring up some life off that smooch. But sometimes when you're putting the first ride on one, sometimes just getting them to move out can be a chore, and you got to make a lot of noise, or sometimes you got to put a lot of pressure on them in some way just to get them sped up. Where today I'll be able to use Colt a little bit to help me with that. Now, Colt, you just stay put right there. I think I can smooch her up to a trot. And again, we're just trying to get this filly to move out. No, we're not laying down. Not yet anyway. Okay, so she's kind of stuck right here. So I'm gonna have Colt come in. Just come in a little bit. You can move your stick and string around a little. I'm gonna try to go out to my right. There we go. So when Colt squeezes in on me just a little bit, he don't have to put a lot of pressure on me, but he can sure help get this filly freed up a little bit. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and lope. So if you wanna pick your stick and string up and swing it just a little bit, I'll smooch to her. We'll let her lope off. What I wanna do is just sit up here and not get in her way. Just let her lope around here. Good job, Colt. She's got plenty of life left, so Colt doesn't even have to get over here to her to actually make contact to get her moving. He's just got to squeeze in on her a little bit. All right, Colt, you can stop for a second. I'll just turn through here and we'll go off the other way. I'll get her moving and then you can come in and help me again. Okay. I'll get her up to trot. And you want to be kind of back here a little bit. You don't want to be stepping at her shoulder. You'll push her right into the fence. So if you're kind of stepping towards her hip as you come at her, okay, we'll go lope this way. So my job is just to be a passenger. My job is just to sit up here and let her carry me around. So she kind of takes off pretty fast right there. It's not a big deal. I just want to let her go. I just want her to have the freedom to go somewhere. And you guys see how easy it is to bring this life up in this horse off of Colt, and not necessarily me having to do a whole lot to help bring that life up, other than maybe I just sit up here and I rub on her a little bit. If she's super scared about what I'm doing. So Colt, you can come to rest now. You can just stop there in the middle. So you can see how much she plays off of his horse. Now you just sit there. You come back to the middle of the pen as best you can. There you go. You just rest right there. I'm just gonna move around here kind of slow, just to get back over here where the camera can see us. So we're just trying to get these young horses to free up. We're just trying to get them where we can get them to elope. When we ride one for the first time, we lope them every time. We really feel like that's something we need to be thinking about as we do our groundwork to get them prepared for that. And anytime you have somebody that can help like that, even as little as Colt did, it was enough to bring out a lot of life in this horse and let me just pretty much sit up here and be a passenger. And that can be so much easier, not just for you as a rider, but for the horse as well. So hope that's something your viewers can take and use. Ernie, thank you so much for letting us be a part of Better Horses TV. If your viewers would like to find out more about what we do, they can go to kerrykuhn.com, find out more about our horses for sale and our clinics coming up for 2021.
You're watching Better Horses, raising your horse experience.
What do you get when you bring together one of the biggest names in veterinary medicine with one of the most caring and committed teams of horse health experts in the industry? You get a vaccine portfolio known for its quality and safety, a pharmaceutical line you can rely on to help manage pain and support performance. You get the products, programs, and people of Merck Animal Health.
Your buddy Ron once said he could install your ceiling fan. He couldn't. And that one time, Ron said another chili dog was a good idea? Yeah, it wasn't. So when Ron said you'd never afford a John Deere tractor, you knew better. Now, Ron does too. The E-Series, legendary John Deere quality, unexpected low price.
Stop by and see Heritage Tractor at one of its 9 locations for your John Deere and FEATHERLITE trailer needs. heritagetractor.com.
No matter what discipline of riding you do, training, showing, and everyday stress is hard on your horse's legs. Decra Veterinary Products is a leading lameness company that brought you Osphos. Osphos is a clodronate injection, an intramuscular bisphosphonate to help control the clinical signs of navicular syndrome in horses 4 years and older. Ask your veterinarian if Osphos is right for your horse. Decra Veterinary Products is a proud sponsor of The American.
Hello friends, I'm Ernie the Horse Guy. Welcome to this week's episode of Better Horses TV. I'm here with my good friends, Michael and Jaime Gascon. These guys are unbelievable with their horses and everything. Michael, great to be here. Jaime, great to be here.
Thanks for having us.
You guys are so good, and as you say, so anyway, what an exhibition you put on. What these horses, tell us about your horses, and you're like over the top.
Yes, sir. So we're riding the Paso Fino breed. Here we have Tito, and I also showed his son Fandango, and they're the most versatile horse in the world. They can do anything another horse can do, they can do. They can rope, rein, slide, pull a wagon, pull a cart, and also they're the smoothest horse in the world, so they can gait. And whenever you pick them up in the gate, they're the best beer drinking horse in the world. Well,
I'll tell you what, that was really good. And you were riding the father of the horse.
Yes, sir. I was riding the father, he's Tito. And he was riding Fandango, who is Tito's son. Actually, his name Fandango, because this horse he was a movie star, a movie called Feinstein, and his name on the movie was Fandango. So when that one born, we named it Fandango.
How proud must you be to see your son take up in your footsteps and be a second generation trainer?
It's beyond explanation. It's the best thing that ever happened to me, and I'm very proud of him and also his sister that he took after the horse.
Well, Michael, you're a tremendous trainer. You're not afraid to try anything on your extreme riding and this and that, and you do it with such finesse, from that standpoint. And the other thing that you have that it factor. Mm-hmm. Not only you, but your horse, when you're out there in front of your horses like that.
That's the idea.
It makes the difference whenever you really love what you do, and it shows, whether it's a chef, a plumber, an electrician. When somebody loves what they do, it really shows, and you're able to display that to the folks who are watching.
And what I noticed is a horse is still a horse. You might be riding these Paso Finos, but you can put on clinics and demonstrations with all breeds of horses, because that's how you have to get them broke.
Yes, sir. It doesn't matter where you go in the world. In the past couple of years, we've been blessed to go to over 18 countries teaching. We've been to all over the country, and we've rode so many different breeds, and they all speak the same language. Whether it's a pony or a Percheron or anything in between, the language of the horse is one.
Well, and your horse, you're from Mississippi, you live in Mississippi, but you travel anywhere.
Yes, sir. Every single weekend we're on the road at a different clinic in another city.
What were you trying to get across to your participants in the clinic? What do you want to get done with those clinics? And not only the horses, but the riders.
Yes, sir. I want to explain that horsemanship is simple. If it's complicated or it sounds like rocket science or it seems very complicated, then a horse wouldn't pick it up. Our mentality is control the head, control the horse, and when you figure out that it's that simple.
Control the head, control the horse.
Yes, sir. It's that simple. If you have control of their head, you can get a horse to do anything you want and do it happily and do it lightly.
Yeah, the horses are happy out there, seem like.
Yes, sir.
And we're excited that, like I said, I'm excited. I got to last year, and I get a chance to take a ride on one of these. It's like riding on a glass.
Yes, sir.
On a cloud.
Absolutely.
And everything. But I just can't tell you how proud we are to be hooked up, teaming up with you guys, and helping promote. You're a tremendous asset to the equine world, and it's an honor to be your friend. So much on that.
Well,
and we got to end this thing right. You want what we do?
Oh, absolutely.
That's it.
Howdy folks, I'm Matt Jobe from C-Bar J Ranch. Welcome to Better Horses TV. Today's horse tip is all about release of pressure. Every time we release that pressure, it's the same as saying good job to our horse. So there's many things important to our horse. If I asked this guy right here, he'd tell me food, he'd tell me he missed his buddies, he'd want a carrot. But in essence, if a tiger was chasing him, he wouldn't care about any of that stuff. He'd care about how do I get this tiger off my back, how do I get this release of pressure. That's the most important thing. I can use that
that in everything I teach this horse. Every time I let go, I'm saying good job. So if I want the horse to side pass, I bump on his ribs, he moves over, I let go, I say good job. If he's bucking me off and I'm flying through the air, and I say good job as I'm being bucked off because I gave him a release of pressure. Obviously we wouldn't do that, but be thinking about that. Every time I let go, was it the right time, was it the wrong time? Because either way, I'm still saying good job. So that's today's horse tip. Thanks for watching Better Horses TV.
Closed captioning has been brought to you by Lina Weaver
and Flat Tail Ranch.
It's time to go with United Mosquito and Fly Control's premier fly system for fly control in your barn, providing relief for horses from the stress of fighting flies, and also makes the barn more pleasant for everyone in the barn. Easy, effective, and safe. With United Mosquito and Fly Control, we provide a full service. You as the barn owner don't have to do anything. We go everywhere and take care of everything with our friendly fast service. Call today at 913-558-3814 or email Paul at unitedmosquito.com.
How's your production on pasture? Are profits down? Are weight gains down? What are you going to do about it? Do something cost-effective. Do something that will make a difference. To add the first and proven leader in feed-through horn fly control to your cattle rations, ask for it by name, Alticid IGR.
What do you get when you bring together one of the biggest names in veterinary medicine with one of the most caring and committed teams of horse health experts in the industry? You get a vaccine portfolio known for its quality and safety, a pharmaceutical line you can rely on to help manage pain and support performance. You get the products, programs, and people of Merck Animal Health.
Hey, thank you for watching Better Horses. If you've missed any of our episodes, you can check us out at betterhorses.com where you can see all our shows.
You can also find us on Facebook or listen to any of our podcasts right from your mobile device.
And don't forget our newspaper coming out 5 times a year, also on the same website.
You're gonna love it.